Are you ready for some shocking Chicago Bulls news? A new report has dropped, and it's packed with jaw-dropping details about potential blockbuster trades involving the team's biggest stars. That's right, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic are all in the mix. Could the Bulls really shake up their roster this dramatically? And what does it mean for the future of this franchise? If you're a die-hard fan or just love NBA drama, you won't want to miss this. In this video, we're diving into every twist and turn of this wild report, breaking down trade scenarios, and exploring how these moves could completely reshape the Bulls. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a die-hard Chicago Bulls fan or just someone who loves to stay on top of all the NBA drama, you're in for a treat today. The Bulls have been making headlines lately, and there's a lot to unpack, so grab your popcorn because this is going to be a wild ride. A new report has surfaced, and let me tell you, it's turning heads across the league. We're talking about a potential blockbuster trade that could completely change the trajectory of this team. Yes, it's that big. Now, we all know the Chicago Bulls are in a unique spot right now. After what can only be described as a roller coaster of seasons post-Michael Jordan, the team has been searching for that spark to push them back into true contention. Last season wasn't exactly what fans hoped for, and the front office has been feeling the pressure to make some bold moves. It's clear they're not content with mediocrity, and this latest report is proof of that. So, what's the buzz? According to sources close to the situation, the Bulls are exploring trade options involving some of their key players. The names being floated around are enough to make any Bulls fan do a double take. We're talking about Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and even Nikola Vucevic. Yes, you heard that right. These aren't just role players, these are the core pieces of the team. It's shocking to hear that the Bulls might be willing to part ways with them, but when you dig into the reasoning, it starts to make sense. Let's start with Zach LaVine. LaVine is undeniably a star in this league. He's explosive, athletic, and can light up the scoreboard on any given night. But here's the thing, as good as LaVine is, there are questions about whether he's the guy to lead this team to the promised land. His scoring ability is elite, but his defensive effort and leadership qualities have been questioned at times. Plus, there's the financial aspect. LaVine signed a massive extension last year, and while he's worth the money, that contract limits the Bulls' flexibility in building around him. Trading him would be a bold move, but it could free up cap space and bring in assets that better fit the team's long-term vision. Now, let's talk about DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan has been nothing short of spectacular since joining the Bulls. He's a mid-range maestro, a clutch performer, and a veteran presence in the locker room. But here's the catch, DeRozan is in his mid-30s, and Father Time is undefeated. If the Bulls are serious about building for the future, it might make sense to move DeRozan while his trade value is still high. There are teams out there that would love to add his scoring and leadership, and the Bulls could potentially get a nice haul in return. Then there's Nikola Vucevic. The big man has been solid for the Bulls, providing scoring, rebounding, and floor spacing. But similar to DeRozan, Vucevic isn't getting any younger. His defensive limitations have been exposed at times, and the Bulls have to ask themselves if he's the right fit for their future plans. Trading Vucevic could open up opportunities to go younger and more athletic in the frontcourt. But here's where things get really interesting. The report suggests that the Bulls aren't just looking to blow it up for the sake of starting over. They're reportedly targeting specific players and picks that would allow them to retool rather than rebuild. That's a crucial distinction. This isn't about tanking for a top draft pick, it's about making strategic moves to set the team up for sustained success. One of the potential trade scenarios being discussed involves Zach LaVine being shipped to a team like the New York Knicks or the Miami Heat. Both teams are in win-now mode and have assets that could entice the Bulls. Imagine the Bulls landing a package that includes young talent like Tyler Herro or R.J. Barrett, plus draft picks. That kind of deal could give the Bulls a nice blend of immediate contributors and future building blocks. For DeRozan, teams like the Dallas Mavericks or the Phoenix Suns have been mentioned as possible suitors. The Mavericks are desperate to find a reliable second option next to Luka Doncic, and DeRozan's ability to create his own shot and deliver in clutch moments would be a perfect fit. Meanwhile, the Suns are all in on their championship aspirations, and adding DeRozan to a lineup that already includes Devin Booker and Kevin Durant would be scary for the rest of the league. As for Vuevi, there's speculation that a team like the Golden State Warriors or the Sacramento Kings could come calling. The Warriors could use a skilled big man to complement their perimeter-oriented offense, while the Kings are looking to solidify their playoff push with a versatile center. A trade involving Vuevi could bring the Bulls a younger, more defensive-minded big, along with additional draft capital. Of course, all of this is just speculation at this point. But the fact that these conversations are even happening is telling. It shows that the Bulls are not afraid to make big moves, even if it means parting ways with fan favorites. And honestly, that's the kind of bold thinking this franchise needs. Playing it safe hasn't worked, and the front office seems to recognize that. Now, let's not forget the impact these moves could have on the fan base. Bulls fans are some of the most passionate in the NBA, and seeing players like LaVine, DeRozan, or Vuevi leave would undoubtedly be emotional. These guys have given a lot to the team, and their contributions shouldn't be overlooked. But at the end of the day, this is a business, and the goal is to win championships. If these trades can bring the Bulls closer to that goal, then they're worth considering. It's also worth noting that the Bulls have some intriguing young pieces already on the roster. Guys like Patrick Williams, Kobe White, and Ayo Dosunmu have shown flashes of potential, and they could benefit from an increased role if some of the veterans are moved. Pairing those young players with the right mix of new talent could create a dynamic, exciting team that's built for the future. So, what does this all mean for the Bulls moving forward? Well, it's clear that the front office is exploring every option to make this team better. Whether that means trading a star player, acquiring young talent, or stockpiling draft picks, the goal is to build a team that can compete at the highest level. It's a tough balancing act, but if the Bulls can pull it off, the future could be very bright. For now, all we can do is sit back and watch as the drama unfolds. One thing's for sure, the next few weeks are going to be crucial for the Bulls. Whether they make a blockbuster trade or not, the decisions they make will have a lasting impact on the franchise. And as fans, we'll be here every step of the way, analyzing, reacting, and hoping for the best. That's all for today's video, but I want to hear from you. What do you think about these trade rumors? Should the Bulls blow it up and start fresh, or should they stick with their current core and try to make it work? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation started. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates on the Chicago Bulls and the rest of the NBA. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.